Hello, 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 YouTube. It's my birthday. Go, shawty. It's my birthday. Thought I'll come on here and talk about some lessons at 46. Today is my 46th birthday. I already got a birthday shout out. Thank you, DJ. I do appreciate it. When y'all come in, y'all hit the thumbs button to get it pushed out more, and also put a star emoji or one of those, the emoji where it be blowing a balloon where it's at the happy birthday balloon thing where it's like it make the little noise maker. Y'all put that in the chat, the little noise maker emoji. Let me know y'all can hear me as y'all come in. Happy Wednesday, June 26th is my birthday, guys. 46. 46. I'm so blessed to be able to see it. A lot of people that I went to school with did not get to see their birthday. I had a cousin of mine that this year she passed away before her 46th birthday. So I'm so blessed to see my 46th birthday because everybody don't get to. So it's a blessing. So lessons at 46. I did a video back in January of this year where I talked about my life lessons at 45. So 6 months later, I want to talk about some more life lessons in 6 months. Some of it is going to be probably some things that I said in that original video, but then some things are going to be a little different. So I appreciate everybody that's able to tune in with me right now. I really do appreciate it. Y'all give me some birthday love in the chat. Let me know that if you guys can hear me good. Y'all can just let me know if y'all can hear me. But that is the little emoji where they be blowing the little noise maker, the little birthday symbol. What it looks like. Let me see. The birthday symbol looks like this. Y'all give me some of these in the chat while I wait to see who else is going to pop in on the live. I wanted to do the live a little later than now, but my son had hit me up, and so I want to call him in a good decent hour. He's working on finishing up his thesis for his master's, so I know he is a busy young man, so I don't want to take up too much of his time. So that's why I wanted to get on the live pretty early. So I hope I have some people to come in. Thank you, Miss Lisa White. I appreciate it. Happy birthday. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm looking hard at your picture because I know Elisa White. So I want to make sure it wasn't Elisa White that I know personally. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I sure do appreciate all the love. So life lesson number 1. And I think especially when you get over 40, this lesson right here is going to really, really mean more to you as you get over, 40 and over and going up. And my first life lesson is time is your greatest asset. Time is your greatest asset. Thank you for the emojis. I do appreciate it. Time is your greatest asset, guys. When you're younger, you rush your time. When you're young, when you're a teenager, you can't wait to be 16, you can't wait to be 18, you can't wait to be 21. You just be rushing time. I tell you. But then when you get on this end of the spectrum, you want time to kind of slow up a little bit. Because the way these months and years are rolling by, good grief. It's like time is just wide open. It's like we were just in January and now it's June. It's my birthday. We were just in January. 2024 is already halfway over. And this is the last week in this month. So Monday, is it Monday or is it Sunday? Is it Monday the first? The first day of July? So July 1st is Monday. Already, y'all. it just flies by. Lisa White says, I'm 69 and I can say that you're telling the truth on this one. Man, I'm telling you, time don't wait on nobody. It don't wait on nobody. So you got to get in a hurry and do what you supposed to be doing, because time ain't gonna wait on you. I've been on this live so far 5 minutes and 26 seconds and counting. I can't get them 5 minutes back. I can't get them back. Thank you for the birthday love, B. Bentley. Thank you for the birthday love, Jim Hunter. I appreciate it. You can't get it back. You can't. So you got to get in a hurry and do what you want to do. Like I say, when you're young, you think you got all the time in the world, which I still consider myself to be pretty young. But I do understand now at 46 and 4 years away from being 50, being half a century years old, that time is our greatest asset. And we got to make sure that we're using our time wisely, because money, you could get money back. You know, I hate to say this, but relationships can come and go, especially romantic relationships. They can come and go, but time, don't let people waste your time. Don't let people waste your time, and don't you waste your time, okay? Because that's our greatest asset. A lot of people say time is money, but I look at Myron Golden. I don't know if y'all ever heard of Myron Golden here on YouTube. He's somebody I listen to as a mentor from afar. And he tells you in a minute that you would think different about money, time being money. He said, because I'll give you $1 million right now, but if I tell you you're going to die tomorrow in exchange for it, you'll rather keep your life than those $1 million. So that lets you know that you would rather have the time than you would rather have the money. B. Bentley says, no problem. Any plans for your birthday? Me and my husband, we going to Charleston this weekend, Charleston, South Carolina. I live in South Carolina, so we're going to ride down to the low country, down there to Charleston, South Carolina for the weekend. His birthday was Monday, so our birthday is one day apart. So we try to do something real nice for our birthdays together. So that's what we're going to do this weekend. It says, do you have a course? Yes, I do. It should be in the description box. The Credit Ready program it should be in the description box of this video. If not, I will pin it to the comment. But yeah, let's see who it is. The Women of Worthy Network. We gotta get you back on the show. Happy birthday. Yes, ma'am. I really did enjoy doing that live with you. What it was last year sometimes? Yeah, so yeah, I got to get back on it and be a part of it. It's good to hear from you. Thank you so much for the birthday love. Thank you, Miss Lisa. I will. I plan on, if any of y'all have ever been to Charleston, I plan on going across I think it's called the Cooper River Big Bridge. And it's a big bridge that crosses over to a place called Mount Pleasant. And guys, I am so scared of heights. That is not even really heights. Because I've flown before. I've done things height-wise, but I think it's bridges that mess with me more because I can't swim. And most bridges are over water, right? And so I get so scared. And then I'm from Baltimore, and I don't know if y'all remember, not too long ago with that bridge in Baltimore where that boat hit the bridge and that bridge collapsed or whatever. So that's my biggest fear, right? But when I tell you that time is our greatest asset, we can't allow fear to hold us back from the things that we want to do in life as well. So I've been wanting to go to Mount Pleasant, and the only way to get to Mount Pleasant is to go across this big bridge that is called, I think it's called the Cooper River Bridge, but I'm going to show y'all how this bridge looks. And I'm going to try to pull it up on my screen. Y'all see this bridge? It's beautiful now. It's a beautiful bridge. They do marathon runs on it because it's got like a side where they can actually walk and run on it. So it's a big bridge. Y'all see how big and your girl is going to ride across that bridge. Oh, okay. You live in Baltimore. That's where I'm from. I'm from Baltimore. You can't tell. I've been in South Carolina for 30 years. So I'm good in country now. I'm good in country. But I am not going to allow fear to keep me from Mount Pleasant. So when I put in Cooper River Bridge, the Arthur Ravenel Jr. Bridge pop up, but it's the same thing. I think they changed the name. But yeah, it's like I said, it's a pretty bridge, and I am going to cross it. That's what I'm gonna do. And Houston, Texas in the house. Now I've never been to Houston. I've been to Dallas, I've been to El Paso. Well, I rode through El Paso. When I lived in Baltimore, my uncle, which he still does live in LA, when my grandma would go to visit him out there, we would always ride the Greyhound bus because she would not get on a airplane. So we would be on the bus for a week trying to get to LA from Baltimore. And I've been through Texas going to LA. So I remember going through Dallas when I was a little girl and seeing that big old shiny like ball thing that's downtown Texas. But I haven't been to Texas as an adult, but I've been to Texas as a child. And I remember that. So I could have went through Houston, just didn't know it. Dallas stood out to me, and El Paso, Texas stood out to me because I remember seeing the sign. And I remember us being on this bus in Texas and it going forever and ever and ever and ever and ever of nothing. Absolutely nothing. just just dirt and hot. Thank you so much, Hill Hill. Say happy birthday, Star. Hope you have a wonderful birthday trip from Miss Nigel. Oh, yes, Miss Nigel. Thank you so much. I do appreciate you. Thank you so much. That's my love right there. Thank you so much. What you got to come out here is fun. Yeah, I would love to visit Texas as an adult. I really would. I would love to visit Texas as an adult. But I probably would wait until the temperatures come down because I'm in South Carolina. It's like 92 degrees here right now. So what's the temperature is over there in Texas and Houston where you're at? Tell me what the temperature is because I check out after 75 degrees. I don't even want to go outside after 75 degrees. It's wrap. Thank you for the birthday love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love me some Miss Nada. She's one of my day one credit ready students, so I love her. She's amazing. Let's see. 107 in Dallas. See, that's what I'm talking about. See, that's what I'm talking about. It's 92 here, and we cooking. I'm not going there right now. I'm gonna have to wait until it's got to be what, October. Do y'all start cooling down around October? He says 94 and humid as ever. It's like being in the sauna. Yeah, it's like being in the sauna here too. So if I do come to Texas, it's gonna be after September. I guarantee you that. It won't be in the dead part of summer. In summer, it'll be officially a week tomorrow. And if you're in the South, like we are, summer seems like to me it started back in May. It's like that the rest of the world trying to catch up now. So as I was saying, y'all, time is your greatest asset. And number 2, health is wealth. I got them all wrote down on my iPad here. Health is wealth. So take care of your body while you're young. So it will be a habit when you get older. Okay. I was supposed to do a live Sunday. I don't know if Miss Naja knew, but I was supposed to do a live Sunday. And I had to cancel it because I was having some heart palpitations. And they were starting to get so strong that I got scared. And I was starting to feel a little lightheaded, a little dizzy. And so had to go see about it, right? So everything was cool. EKG or whatever, all that was cool. Blood work and everything. Other than my cholesterol is still a little high. It was high back in January when I got my blood work done. So I've been, doing my exercises and stuff and doing a lot better about my eating habits. But when you get older, weight and all those different things can manifest a lot worse than when you're younger. So when you start those good habits when you're younger and then they follow you into your golden age and over 40 and stuff like that, you appreciate it more. Because I was like, when I was younger, I had the metabolism of I don't know what, because I could eat anything and do anything and I wouldn't gain a pound. I wouldn't gain a pound. But now it's like I walk past a cookie, I gain 5 pounds. Lord have mercy. So so it's just one of those things that your health is wealth. You can't be wealthy if you're not healthy, because it doesn't matter how much money you have if you're not a healthy person, because you're going to wind up spending it in and out of doctor's offices and medications and all that stuff. So, I gotta follow up with my doctor tomorrow for the little incident I had going on Sunday. So health is wealth. So we got to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves as well. So yes, ma'am, I am. I'm feeling a lot better. I am. I just gotta do better. Okay. Cause in my family, heart health is a major issue. My mom passed away with congestive heart failure. My grandma passed away after having open heart surgery. My uncle had 4 stents put in his heart. He actually died and they brought him back. After having a massive heart attack, he was actually they was able to revive him. That was in 2006, and then he actually passed in 2019. And my aunt, she passed away in 2006, 2 weeks before my uncle, and she had a massive heart attack, and she actually it's one of those things where we have to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves. My AirPod went out. Y'all hit the thumbs up if y'all can hear me, because my AirPod ear thingy, Bluetooth thing just went out. So y'all hit it. Make sure that y'all can hear me. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Because now I'm talking through the speakers on the computer. And you are only 34 years old. Well, Mr. Bentley, you're young, but you're not young. Because you'll be in your 40s before you know it, honey. The time be done slipped up on you. So, like I said, health is wealth. Make sure that you are taking care of. Thank you for the thumbs up. Just make sure you're taking care of yourself. Because I feel like, me and my husband, we don't eat terrible, but I'm gonna tell you guys, I love some lemon pepper wings. It's this restaurant here. They got the best lemon pepper wings. They the little ones that you like. They're not them big ones. They real little, and oh man. But I know they fried. And that's probably the only thing that I eat fried, because me and my husband here, we cook, we use the air fryer for most things, or we baking. But I got to have those wings. So that's my vice. That's my vice right there. So, we got to do better. You know, it's one of those things. If you do it, when you're young, it become a habit. But hey, it's never too late to start doing healthy choices. It's never too late. So, number 3, invest early in your future. So, life lesson number 3 is invest early in your future. Your future self will thank you for it. Okay. So, you want to invest as early as you can in your job's 401k, and learn anything else you can about investment vehicles, stocks, bonds, all that different stuff, because your future self is going to be the one that's going to thank you for it. You're going to be planting a seed for the future when you may not be able to work. The older you get, even though they don't supposed to discriminate on age when it comes to getting employment, it is a thing. Sometimes people find it hard to get a job over 50 and over 60. So invest in your future early as you can. Go ahead and start putting money back for your future self. Get that compound interest going, because the more time you have in the market, the more money you're going to make. Okay. Over time. So you want to make sure that you're investing as early as you can. So let me recap. Number 1, time is your greatest asset. Number 2, health is wealth. Number 3, invest in your future early, just in case you're getting on the live a little bit later than when I first began. All right. So number 4, and this is the big thing, because this one right here can eat into number 3 if you're not careful. Number 4 is avoid consumer debt. Avoid consumer debt. You can live off less material items than you think you can. So a lot of stuff that you think you need, they are possibly wants. So you got to learn to separate your needs from your wants early on. And if you separate your needs from your wants early on, you'll be so much better for it, because you won't end up spending money on things that you really and truly don't need. It's just a want. So when I window shop on Amazon, because I can't be an impulsive buyer. Because if I'm looking at a documentary, or if I'm looking at something, if they recommend a book, or they recommend something, I'll be quick to go ahead and put it in the cart. So I have to really catch myself. So what I do is, instead of me buying it immediately, I put it on my wish list. Okay. And when I go back and I check my wish list, and I go through it, and I check it, and I say, okay, well, I'm probably not going to read that book, or I'm probably not going to do that thing, or whatever. And then I wind up deleting it off my wish list. But if I had bought it right then and there, I probably would be a hoarder right now of all the stuff that I be wanting to get. So make sure that you are avoiding consumer debt, because that's when I was in debt. When I talked to y'all about my debt addiction journey that I talked about on this channel, and how I was in debt for like 20 years, the majority of that debt was consumer debt of stuff that I was buying, just accumulating crap over the years, and a lot of that stuff, I can't even tell you where it is. But when you get in debt, just simple things that you buy that you might not even think is a big deal, if you're doing it on credit, that thing is going to cost you more. So for instance, let me see. This book right here. I'm just going to use this book right here, for instance. This the Intelligent Investor book. Now, if I bought this book cash or with my debit card, then this book is going to cost me whatever this book costs me. But if I'm using it with my Amazon credit card or something like that, if I'm not paying this thing right back off on that credit card statement, then that book is going to cost me, this book is going to cost me more than what the list price actually said it costs, because now interest is tacking on to this if I'm carrying a balance and I'm not paying it back off with my Amazon Prime card. So that's what I'm talking about, where it's going to cost you more if you don't be careful with it. So stay away from consumer debt at all costs if you can. I know we want, when I think about a car, I don't really think about that as being consumer debt, unless you are buying a car that you really and truly cannot afford. If you're buying a car within your means and you're just trying to make sure that you can get to point A and point B, I ain't talking about a clunker that, you scared is going to put you down on the road, but a reliable, dependable car that's going to be able to get you to work, get you to school, get you to the things and the places that you really need to get to, grocery stores, blah, blah, blah. Then yes, you want to make sure you get a dependable car, but do you need the Maybach? Do you need the Maserati? You know what I'm saying? It's stuff like that, that we have to think about, All right, let's see here. I got a question. Do you know anyone that helps with piggybacking, aka trade lines? No, I don't. I don't. Actually, it's funny that you asked that. It was something that popped up on my YouTube channel, like I guess because I have a finance channel, that something popped up about selling trade lines. Like this is some company out, and there was a news article about it, or something in the news was reporting about those selling trade lines as a business. And I was like, wow, okay, well, we know how that goes. Whatever you do to try to manipulate the FICO score and they catch on to it, it will no longer be effective. So when people are selling trade lines, authorized users, I know I did a video about authorized user trade lines and people selling them before, but eventually when we do stuff like that, eventually it will no longer be an effective way to build your credit, because as soon as we think we are hacking the system, they're going to figure it out, and then the algorithm is going to change and it will no longer have the weight. That's usually how it goes. Hi, Sean. How are you? Thank you so much for tuning in on the live. So again, where we at? So avoid consumer debt. That's number 4. Number 5 is pay yourself first. And I can't stress this enough about paying yourself first. You got to pay yourself first, because you can be in debt up to your eyeballs, which I have been. I have been. I have been in a place about 8 years ago where I was drowning in debt, and I didn't see an end in sight. But once I read the book by Dave Ramsey, The Complete Guide to Money, it opened up my mind, and I got to working, and I was able to get out of that debt that I was in forever in 3 years. Once I got laser focused and I was in on it, right? And in the midst of me paying my debt, it was something that I never did. I never took nothing out of my check and held it back from me. I never did. My money was always going somewhere. I never had a destination for my money. My money was always going somewhere instead of to me. I was paying a bill. I was doing something with it. It was never anything for me, you know? So pay yourself first. And when I mean it, I mean not just your 401k, as I was saying in number 3 about investing in your future as early as you can, but also making sure that you are putting money back in a savings for an emergency and also for living expenses. If you were to get sick, as I was saying in number 2, health as well, you want to make sure that you have some money put back. So if you're not saving at least 10% of your income every time you get paid, at the least 10% of your income, what are you doing? What are you doing? Because even in this book right here that was wrote in 1926, that the Credit Ready program, we read this book back in May. And in this book, George talk about, it kind of reads like a story, like a parable, like in the Bible, like the parable in the Bible. It reads little stories, and it was talking about, that was like the first thing is paying yourself 10% of everything that you earn. 10% needs to be put back in the storehouse. And in the storehouse, when we think about it in today's, is in a savings, a high yield savings, while we still have these high yield savings, because when those rates come back down, we're no longer going to have these high yield savings. So you need to go ahead and open up your high yield savings and start paying yourself first. I remember when I was trying to get out of debt, I couldn't save more than $5 at a time. $5 every week. But it was more than I had ever saved in my life. And eventually them $5 gonna add up. And then as I was paying my debts down, I was able to increase the 5 to 10 into 20 and 30 and 40. And eventually I was saving $500 every time I got paid, because as my debts was going down, my savings was going up. When I didn't have to give my money to somebody else, I could have more money over here for myself. And that's how I bought back my time. And now I don't work for nobody but myself. I can sit here and go on live with you. If I want to sit here on this live until 5 o'clock this afternoon, I can, because I bought back my time when I paid off them debts. So pay yourself first. Pay yourself first before you pay anybody else. Make sure that you are putting some money aside for yourself, outside of investing for your future. Like I said, this is outside of your 401k. This is outside of your stock investments, your bonds, and all that jazz. This is outside of that. I'm talking about something for you that you can put your hands on today if you needed to. Like I said, high yield savings or something like that you can have for yourself. And before you start shoveling it out to everybody else, make sure you're doing that. Congratulations. I finally got my FICO score to 835. That is a hard thing to do. It is, because so many things can go into the FICO score. But if you've ever had issues in the past with your credit, like I've had, because I forever, it wasn't that I had late payments and stuff like that, because I've always paid my bills on time. I just used to keep my credit cards maxed out all the time. Back, like I said, 8 years ago, my credit card stayed maxed out forever, because I didn't realize how much money I was throwing away. And so it took me forever just to get my credit score to the 700s. But once I started paying them credit cards off and paying those debts down, and limits were automatically increasing on my credit cards and stuff, like I never had automatic limit increases until I started paying those cards down. Then next thing you know, Capital One finally kicked in and was increasing my limit after I had the card probably like 7, 8 years. And then as soon as I start paying it down, now the limit increases is coming up and all those type of things. And eventually my credit went over 750 before I even know it. So now I'm pushing 800. But again, there's factors that can also keep you from getting over that threshold. Like my student loans right now are keeping me from getting over to the 800 club because it's saying my utilization on those student loans are high because they was in default for so long that even though I'm making payments, the interest is eating up the payment. So it doesn't even look like the student loans are coming down. So pray that we all get some forgiveness. At least some forgiveness on the interest part. Because if I can get the interest knocked out, good grief, then I could probably move the needle and get into the 800 club. All right, so let's go to number 6. So, of course, in everything I was saying, investing early, avoiding consumer debt, paying yourself first. Number 6 is you still want to be able to create meaningful life experiences with the ones you love. So I was so blessed that my son, which he's only 23 years old, my son has created some experiences, some memorable experiences that I could never even think about, even dreamed about having when I was his age. Matter of fact, this is my son right now. My baby this is my baby, y'all. Well, Khalil, thank you for the happy birthday. I just told him I was gonna have to get off the live early so I could call you back. But what I was saying right before you jumped on is the experiences that my son has been able to gain in just a short period of time, I would have never even guessed or even thought about doing when I was his age. But I would say put all your savings in a high yield savings account. It depends on how long you plan on keeping it there. I think high yield savings account is good for the short term as far as, year to 5 years. You definitely want to lock it in before the Fed rates change. Um, but an ETF, when you put it in an ETF, you really want that to be for the long haul, right? You want that to be for the long haul because you want that compound interest over time, son. You want that compound interest over time. So I went out, and then once you cash it in, whatever you make and all that jazz. So I would say putting majority of it in, your high yield savings account, because that to me that's like your short term, and then whatever you want, and with your ETF, you want to put that in and think about that for the long term. But thank you so much. Thank you so much. I love you. Let's see. Happy birthday, Star. Thank you, Sean. Happy birthday for Miss Deborah. Thank you so much. But yeah, my baby has experienced some things. He's been to China, he's been to Belgium, he's been to Canada, he's been to Italy, he's been to I think you been to Italy? Have you been to Italy? You've been to France. He's been way. I mean, I've only been out the country one time. I went to Jamaica back in 2010, but in his short time of life, he has created some really great experiences for himself. And I'm so grateful that he's able to do that young, because I couldn't even imagine doing that when I was his age. So you want to create meaningful life experiences with the ones you love while you can. And that don't have any age limit on it. You could do that anytime. You could do that anytime. Some people like to wait till they get, a little older and then closer to retirement to want to travel the world. But I say if you can afford it now, do it now. Enjoy it whenever you can. Okay, enjoy that whenever you can. And number 7 is spend time creating the life you love. Don't people please. So whatever it is that you want to do with your life now, enjoy your life, enjoy your life, and don't worry about what somebody else is going to think or feel, because at the end of the day, it's your life. And it's one of the things that I've learned now at 46, that you're going to be damned if you do and damned if you don't in a lot of situations. So you might well do what's going to make you happy, as long as it's not hurting anybody else, it's not breaking the law, and you definitely don't want to be hurting yourself. So as long as it's not those things, then live your life. Create the life that you love, and that way you won't live with any regrets. People that worked in nursing homes or been in nursing homes and stuff like that, and they talk to older people, that's one of the main things that they talk about is what they regret not doing when they were younger, or what they regret not doing when they were able to, and stuff like that. So you just want to make sure that you are living the life that you want to live. Like I said, as long as it's not hurting anybody else, as long as you're not hurting yourself, and as long as, you're not going in debt for it and stuff like that, that you might regret later on. But live the life that you love, and do good for yourself, because people gonna have something to talk about all the time. They're gonna always have something to talk about. They're gonna always have something to talk about. Absolutely. Yep. They're gonna always have something to talk about. So I'm gonna recap real quick just for the people that might not have heard it from the beginning. Number 1, time is your greatest asset. Use your time wisely. Don't let people waste your time, and don't you waste your time either, right? Number 2, health is wealth. Take care of your body while you're young, so it will become a habit. But it's never too late to turn whatever it is around, because you can't be wealthy if you're unhealthy. Just know that, okay? Because you'll be shoving out your money to these doctors, okay? Number 3, invest early in your future. Your future self will thank you for it, okay? Invest early. Make sure that you are investing, matching your 401k with your job. Learn about, investing in different investment vehicles, real estate, all these different things. Do your research and learn how to do that, okay? Because that's what's going to give you wealth over time. Number 4 is avoid consumer debt. You can live off way less material things than you think. So avoid consumer debt. Now I think about my needs versus my wants. And sometimes, like I say, I like to use my Amazon cart, or either the wish list, as a way to give me time to think about it. Do I really need this thing, or is this an impulsive buy? Do I really need this thing? Or can it wait? Can it wait? All right. Can it wait until I can pay cash for it? All right. So that's something that you want to think about especially when you don't have the cash and you got that old plastic credit card, right? It's so easy to swipe. It's so easy to swipe. And it's a lot harder to get out of that debt. So make sure, guys, that you are avoiding consumer debt. That's a big one. That's a big one, because that eat up a lot of our wealth. That eat up a lot of our future. I can't imagine how much money I threw away for 20 years, from the time I was 18 all the way up until I was 38, how much money I threw away in interest payments and all those type of things. So avoid that at all costs. Number 5, pay yourself first. It's not about how much money you make, but it's always about how much money you can keep. You want to be able to keep more of the money that you bring home than you shoveling it out to somebody else. So make sure you're paying yourself first. Make sure that you are putting money back for your future, because that's what it's about. It's about your future and the things that you want. If you want to travel the world, if you want to do different things that's going to cost a certain amount of money, and you don't want to go into debt for those things, save for those things. When I worked at the credit union, there was members that had multiple savings accounts, because they saved for every life event. They used to save for their car insurance so they could pay that on a yearly instead of a monthly basis. They used to save for vacations. I used to have a lady and her husband that would come in, they would save all their coins, and they would roll up all these quarters, nickels, and dimes, and it would wind up adding up to like $3,000 and $4,000. And they will roll them up. They will come to the credit union and get the rollers and go back and roll them and bring all that change back to us. And that's how they pay for their vacation every day. I mean, every year. That's how they pay for their vacation, because they save, you know. And it's some people, you know, you hear about the Christmas club. So Christmas club accounts, vacation accounts, as I was just saying, tax accounts, what else? Things that could go on a yearly basis. Y'all name me some, you know, I'm drawing a blank, but just different life events. You can, especially if you're in a credit union, you can have multiple savings. So as long as you have the one savings that is your main savings account that makes you a member of that credit union, you can have multiple savings accounts under that. You can have multiple savings. So like I was saying, we had members that had savings for everything. Taxes. They had savings for their taxes on their home, on their cars, on, you know what I'm saying? Tax savings account. I said insurance savings accounts. You know, you name it, they had a savings account for it. College fund savings accounts, all those different things. You know, there's different things for different life events, even health insurance. I had a lady that had her dog, and she treated her dog just like her baby. She didn't have any kids. So she actually had a savings account for her dog's health expenses. Yeah. So you got a credit union, you can set up all these different savings accounts for all the different life events that you got going on. You can pay yourself first for all those different things. So when those things do come up, guess what? You got the money, because you can allocate a little bit of money to those different savings account every time you get paid. So when those things come due, it's not like a instant thing that is like throwing your world off balance. You've already planned for it. You know that your car insurance is going to be due every 6 months. You know that certain things are going to be due. So you can plan for it ahead of time and be like, okay, I've been paying it monthly, but next time I'm gonna start paying this thing every 6 months, because I could save me some money. Because a lot of times when you pay monthly, they charge you for the convenience of paying it monthly. Whether it's only $5, that's $5 times 6 is $30. That's still $30 that you're giving them just for them to bill you monthly. Now think about how long you've had your insurance with them, and $30 every 6 months. That's $60 a year, right? That's $60 a year. So just think about, you know, things like that when we're talking about wealth. Let's see, Tony M said, I'm almost done paying my stuff off. Congratulations, son. It's the best feeling in the world. I promise you. It's the best feeling in the world. Like I said, so pay yourself first. It's not about how much money you make, but how much money you keep. It's people right now that are making 6-figure incomes that are living paycheck to paycheck. Statistics say that 67% of people are living from paycheck to paycheck that makes over 6 figures. So making over $100,000 don't mean a hill of beans if all of it is going back out. I used to work for CXX Railroad Credit Union. And these guys made great money, you know, for the railroad. And I'm talking about anywhere from $3,000 to $6,000 every 2 weeks payroll. And I saw them guys living from paycheck to paycheck. You want to know why? Because they had Range Rovers, they had F-350s and F-250s, and they had $3,000 mortgage payments. So it's possible. It's possible to be making awesome money and all of it's going out the door. And they coming in, you know, you're making that kind of money and you coming in getting a personal loan. Why? Why? Because you're not paying yourself first and you're living above your means, even though you make good money. People don't think that that's the thing. It's a thing. It's a thing. Let's see. Yes, Miss Naja. Yep. That is a great, I'm telling you, I used to have members that used to come in and they would set up all those different savings accounts just for those life events that they knew that was going to go on. I used to hate to see that couple come in with all that change. I ain't gonna lie to you. I used to hate, because I used to have to put all that money in the vault. I used to hate it, but it was smart. It was smart. Whatever they paid cash for, whatever they paid cash for, they put the change in a you know, those big blue water cooler jugs. They would put the change. They had several of those big water cooler jugs, and they were just dumping the change in there. and everybody in the house, them and their teenage kids and everybody, they dumped the change, whatever change they accumulated that day, they dumped it in the in the water thing, in the water jug. And then when it's time for them to get ready to go on vacation, to book they stays or whatever, they be done did it on the credit card. They got this cash they finna bring it in. And I kid y'all not, it would be sometimes $3,000 or more worth of change that they be done saved in a year. Just change, quarters, nickels, dimes. Yeah, just change. Happy birthday from Sparkle City. Thank you so much. Spartanburg. Old Spartanburg, South Carolina. My cousin stay in Spartanburg. But yeah, I tell you, that you got to pay yourself first. And like I was saying, y'all, create meaningful life experiences with the ones you love. Love on the ones that you can love on while they're here, guys. At 46, I was telling you, time is our greatest asset. So you want to make sure that you are loving on the people that are loving on you, spending time with them, creating those memorable moments. A lot of moments you can't even put a price tag on those moments. Even if you spent money having them, you can't put a price tag on it. When me and my husband this weekend we go to Charleston, and I drive over this Cooper River Bridge that I was telling you guys about down there to get to Mount Pleasant, South Carolina, that's going to be an experience because I'm going to be scared to death. He is too. But because neither one of us don't do hikes like that. But it's going to be a memorable experience. It's going to be a memorable experience. And it's going to be something that we can say that we conquered our fear together, right? All right. So I got a question. It said, hey, what's up? What do you think about technology stocks? Will they go up in 5 to 10 years? What's your opinion about it? Have a good day. Now, I play safe. I play safe. I'm a safe investor. So with technology going now with AI and all that stuff, and what's the name of that stock? Nvidia. I don't know if I'm saying that right, that overtook Apple and Microsoft the other day or the other week it was that I saw. And so I think technology, of course, as we continue to evolve and technology continue to get more sophisticated, of course, I feel like technology is going to continue to be a key role in our life, as we already know, like I said, with AI and everything now being such a major factor. But I play it safe. I don't do individual stocks and stuff like that because I don't have time to be worried about it. So I do like EFTs and index funds and stuff like that. My stock portfolio is very boring, as it should. I don't have time to be, tracking those type of things, but of course, I think tech is going to continue to go up. I do, because look at where we headed, just look at where we headed. So, I'm still a novice to investing. I'm still learning. So, but just looking at how things are, I just feel like it will. And number 7, spend time creating a life you love. Don't people please. Make sure that you are, creating the life that you want, because people are going to always have something to talk about, whether you're doing good or you're doing bad. A lot of time people want to straddle the fence and be a part of your wins, but then they want to be in your business so they can say, oh, I knew this wasn't going to work out. But if it work out, oh, I knew it was going to work out. But they call them double-minded people over here. I don't think that's going to do right. But then if it do, oh, I knew it. You got to be careful of those type of people. Let's see. So I said, what ETFs do you invest? So I do VOO. I use Fidelity. So I do VOO. So that's Vanguard S&P 500 ETF. And I do I do have SPLG as well. That's what it comes up as. So I do that one as well. And what's the other one? I had to pull up my thing. Like I said, I set it and forget it. I set it and forget it. I have to look on my Fidelity to see what the other one is. Learn to move in silence. Absolutely. My grandma used to always tell me, you don't supposed to let your right hand know what your left hand doing, or it might be the opposite way, but either way, she used to always say that. Never let your right hand know what your left hand doing, or something. It was something to that effect. Because some people don't want to see you do good. They act like they do, but they silently hating, So I tell anybody, if you got an idea, keep that idea to yourself until you are doing it. Okay, until you're doing it, because you don't want somebody to shoot it down or hope that it don't work out, because energy is energy. Energy can be good or bad. So if you got an idea, keep that idea to yourself. That's how I look at it. Until you are doing the thing and nobody can't talk you out of it, or put their salt of doubt on it, because people can, what they say, project their fear onto you. Whatever they're fearful about, they can project that fear onto you. So you do want to be careful about letting people know all your business, especially your business and your relationship business. That too. Keep people out your relationship business. Your relationship will last a lot longer if you keep people out your relationship business, and that means family and friends. She says, I am so excited. I came from Poland, currently working in Belgium. You are the first American human that I'm communicating to. I hope that one day I will fly to America and talk with you. Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. I was just telling him, my son, who was, I don't know if he's still on the live right now, but he's been to Belgium twice. Yeah, he's been to Belgium twice. Does anybody else? I'm gonna scroll back through the chat and see if I missed anybody's question. Let's see. I did that one. Let's see. Tony Evans. Would paying off a $2,000 personal or 435 credit card be better? I've seen both ways, almost the same interest rate on both. So it just depends on how long you've had the personal loan. If you got the personal loan for $2,000, you FICO calculates in 6 months increments, especially the first 6 months. So if you've had the loan less than 6 months, it would not benefit your credit score, right? So if whatever the term is for that $2,000, you want to let that term roll out, because that's a closed-end loan, and meaning that once it's closed unless you open up another loan. But that's a whole new line of credit if you were to open up another loan. So that's going to bring your credit score down a little bit. So your personal loan, even though you're going to be paying some interest, you will benefit from the length of time. That's the length of history when it comes to the personal loan. Now, the credit card, you always want to pay the credit card off every month on the due date. Now, if you're worried about credit card utilization, you can always charge something small the day after you paid it off and let that report to your statement, because usually your statement date, and that's when it's actually reported to the credit bureaus, that's when it's going to actually show up. So say the 435, say that's your balance right now. If you pay that whole 435, if that's your statement balance, you pay that by the due date. And then you can always go, say your due date, what the day is, the 26th. Look, it's my birthday and I'm talking about what the day is. So say your due date is today on the 26th and you pay the whole 435. Tomorrow on the 27th, you could charge something for $10 or $20. Just depends on what your limit is. You would just want to make sure that you keep it somewhere between 2 and 3% of whatever the limit is, the full limit of your credit credit card limit and you want to charge something small. And then so your after your due date, that's when your statement date rolls around. The statement date you can come anywhere from 3 to 7 days after your due date. And so you can let that little small thing report to the credit bureau as the statement balance. And then you're under your utilization and you'll get the most points. But with the personal loan, unless you've had the personal loan for a long time, for over a year, then closing it will not help your credit score. It could actually bring your credit score down some, because with a credit card, that's revolving. So as you pay it off, that limit comes back. You can have that credit card forever and ever, as long as you're not defaulting and as long as the credit card issuer still offers the card. So you can have the credit card forever, but the personal loan, as soon as you pay it off, is a done deal. You would have to get another one in order for that particular line of credit, that particular type of credit, which is an installment loan, would be on your credit report. Let's see. I'll make sure I miss nobody. All right, so hold on, let me see. Good question right here. What books would you recommend for 12-year-olds for money management? Now, my man, Dave Ramsey. Let me pull it up on my screen. He got a book for teens. He got kids. He's got a financial peace kids, teaching kids how to win with money. So Dave Ramsey is a good place to start. I would recommend that if y'all able to see my screen, Miss Deborah. I recommend Dave Ramsey. Like I said, Dave Ramsey, I'm always shout him out because he was the reason why I, was able to change my money habits. And even though some of these books may say 3 and 8 years old, but you can always look for the teens. They do have he do have a teenage line as well. Let's see, Dave Ramsey teen. Where is it at? This is the one that I read that changed my life, The Complete Guide to Money. Personal finance for teens. So baby step millionaires. So yeah, I would look into Dave Ramsey books about that. And then there's somebody else. What's his name? I think David Bob. I think he has a book for teens too. He made the book The Automatic Millionaire. I thought he had a teen book. Maybe not. Maybe I'm thinking about somebody else. But I definitely would look into Dave Ramsey. I definitely would look into Dave Ramsey. Thank you, Miss Shirley. I sure do appreciate the happy birthday shout out. Thank you, Miss Q Beautiful. Thank you so much for the birthday shout out. Thank you, Dwayne. I sure do appreciate it. Said thank you. I was debating on which one. The personal is 2 years old. I have 1 year left. Payments are $200 a month. But yeah, no, of course you probably want to save on the interest, but you will benefit for the length of history, especially if you're trying to build your credit score up. It just depends on where you at in your credit journey. Sometimes if you've already had credit for a long time, and you're not trying to build or rebuild your credit, then yeah, I've had my credit reporting good for the last 14 years. So if I had a loan that I've had for 2 years now and I got the money to pay it off, I would pay it off, because it's not going to hurt me because I've already got a good length of history. Like just for instance, I bought my car in 2012. I bought a car. I bought a car in 2021. It is a 2012, and it was $7,500. So I paid it off. I paid like the balance off in 2 years. You know, they financed it for like 4 years, but I paid it off in 2 years. But I didn't need that extra 2 years because I've already got a good length of history with my credit. So those other 2 years was not a factor. It just helped me save money. So it just depends on where you are in your credit journey, whether you need to allow that to keep going on, you know. And you're welcome. You're welcome. Let's see. All right. So my Poland friend that's working in Belgium that he told us earlier said, what do you do when you are in a bad mood? Do you have some tricks to improve your general sensation? Well, I like to read. I like to meditate. I like to go for a walk. I got this really nice pond that I like to go for a walk around to clear my head and stuff like that. So that's one of my things. I used to a long time ago do bad stuff, like I was smoking cigarettes and drinking and everything. You don't want to do that, because instead of you getting in a good mood, you tearing your body down, you know. So you don't want to do bad stuff when you're not in a good mood. But you know, I like to read, I like to meditate, I like to, most time I'm in bad mood, I just want to be by myself and let myself process whatever just happened or whatever, so that I can get back in a good state of mind. And so that always helped me: read, meditate, go for a walk, you know, put on high frequency music. I don't know if you ever heard of high frequency music before in your country, but let's see, I'm gonna show you my screen again. I like to listen to high frequency music when I'm not in the best of places too. So if you can see my screen right there, all I did was type in negative vibe, high frequency music. And so a bunch of music that is tuned to bring you into a higher vibrational state of mind. So so like I said, it's under meditation music. So sometimes I just like to listen to that, you know, and just get my body back in tune. That's one thing I like to do. So there's different megahertz. That's 432, 417, that's 417, 528. I've even went all the way up to 900 and something. You know, you could do it either just with the sounds, or you could do a guided meditation. So I like to do that. You know, prayer is also a good thing to, you know, depending on what your faith is, you know, prayer is always a good thing, you know. But I always, you know, I try to do things that coincide with just how I am, you know. I rarely get in a bad mood because I don't try to be around people that's gonna put me in a bad mood. That's one thing too. A lot of times back in the day when I smoked cigarettes, like I hadn't smoked cigarettes since 2006, 2006 to 2007. The people that was causing me to stress, the people that was causing me to be in a bad mood, I had to get rid of those people, because those were the people that were causing me to do stuff to my body, you know, causing me stress, causing me anxiety and headaches and all that stuff. I had to get rid of those things that was causing me all of those different moods, as well as symptoms, because stress and all that different stuff can take a toll on your health as well. So that's what I do. Yep, that's what I do. All right, trying to make sure that I got everybody. Trying to make sure I got everybody. Y'all got any more questions before I get off the live? What time it is? At 2 o'clock. I gotta call my son. I don't think he's still on here. I gotta call my baby back. And it's just some birthday water. I don't want y'all to think I'm in here getting drunk with my red coat. It's just some water. Me and my husband, I don't know if y'all ever heard of this. In South Carolina, there's something called God's Healing Springs, and it's in Blackville, South Carolina. Let me see if I can Google it real quick. And it's called God's Healing Springs. Let me see. God's Acre Healing Springs. That's it. All right, I'm gonna pull it up. We went. Now I go every year. I've gone every year for the last 2-3 years now, and it's a healing spring, and it's in Blackville, South Carolina. And people go and get this water, and I got jugs and jugs of it. This water comes straight out the ground. I don't know where it originates from in the ground, but when I tell you this is the best water you will ever taste in your life, I ain't lying. So if any of y'all in South Carolina or close to South Carolina or want to make a trip, it's in Blackville, South Carolina. It's in a little town. Might only have one stoplight. That's how little it is. It's like a 2-hour drive from me. And man, we got jugs and jugs. I saved my jugs for my trip. I'm probably gonna have to go back again this year before the summer is out. But I got jugs and jugs of it. So I'm getting birthday drunk off the healing spring water, but not really. But it's just some really good water. And it was it says, according to the tradition, the Indians it said the Indians reverenced the water for its healing properties as a gift from the Great Spirit. They led the British wounded to their secret waters during the American Revolution, and the wounded were healed. The historical property has been deeded to God for public use. Please revere God by keeping it clean. And I'm telling you guys, every time I go to this healing springs, it is packed. It be people everywhere. I talked to a lady that came from Tennessee one year, and she was talking about how she had been diagnosed with cancer, and she had diabetes. She had a whole bunch of stuff going on, and she swear that water healed her. And she come every year. And I was telling you guys about how those people was saving those big jugs to put money in. People be coming down there with them big old water jugs to get water in it and taking it back to wherever they live at. So if y'all ever in Blackville, South Carolina, or that's like Aiken County, if y'all ever in that area or think about it, that's a definite place you want to stop by and get some of this healing water, honey. It's good. I'm telling you, I've never I just can't even describe it. And it come as hot as it was when we were there. The water coming out the ground was cold. It was cold, like it had been in the refrigerator. My husband couldn't believe it. It was his first time going with me, because the last couple of times I went, my son went with me one year, and last year, no, was it last year? My best friend and my sister-in-law, his sister, went with me, and my niece. But this year, I finally got him to go, and he was like, "Oh, I want to see what all the hype is. Why you so hype about this water? It's one of the best waters. I mean, golly. Now, it could be placebo. It could be, in my mind that it does something. But, hey, I'm going to drink it. I'm going to drink it." All right, guys. So if there's no more questions, I really do appreciate all the birthday love, all the birthday shout outs. Thank y'all so much. And I hope y'all got something out of my life lessons now at 46. Thank you all for tuning in. I do appreciate all the love. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.